Okay. Well, we missed out on the last one through recording problems, but this time around, our wines for the Costco Advent calendar are the Oddballs. These are going to be all the ones that really didn't have a big region where they, kind of collected into. These are kind of all over the place in terms of, a lot of them are kind of on the eastern side of Europe, a lot of Bulgarian and Moldova. And then we also go way south to South Africa. So, but as something that Rob had hinted to me to do, because before we were just reading the descriptions off the back of the bottles, and instead there is a QR code on the back of each one of them. And so I went ahead and pulled up all of those because they all have like a little YouTube video that kind of goes through the description on each of these wines. So first off is our Shadow Dance, which Chenin Blanc from South Africa. And let me go ahead and share my screen and we can listen to the description of Shadow Dance.
Perhaps the most isolated fine wine producing country in the world, it is no wonder that South Africa is unique in so many ways. Chenin Blanc is the country's most famous white wine, and its emblematic style embodies the decades of experimentation, improvement, and fine-tuning by the country's winemakers, resulting in a singular character found nowhere else in the world. Our Western Cape's Chenin Blanc is very typical of the region's style, incredible quality and very agreeable price point. It is elegant, lean, and almost Chablis-like, with a green apple, verbena, and honeysuckle core and laser-focused detailed finish. We are proud of Shadow Dance Chenin Blanc's ability to reflect South Africa's unique style and robust viticultural traditions.
Okay.
So what was that?
What was that? That was the description of our Shadow Dance Chenin Blanc.
Okay, awesome.
That'll be the first one that we're pouring tonight. So go ahead and pour it into your glass, and we'll go ahead and go through our various deduction process.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow.
and this one's,
No, it's not what I expected.
I'd say it's a little bit light, but it's still kind of in that yellow range.
I've had white.
It smells kind of floral but hairy.
What's that?
Pear and floral.
Oh, you're already onto the. You're already sniffing it.
It's white wine. It looks like white wine.
Fair enough. Well, usually with like a Chardonnay or like a Viognier, you'll see that it's much darker.
You're fired.
Yeah. So that's why we kind of look at it. I mean, but yeah, most of out there are going to be kind of on that light yellow straw color. But yeah, let's give this thing a swirl and a sniff. See if we catch on it.
So here's the deal.
Are we scoring like melony?
Yes.
Rather than
Green apple, I think.
Yeah, buttery whipped cream.
I'm like a honeydew.
I thought melon. Yeah, honeydew. I feel like it's meringue or something. It's very sweet stuff.
Very other.
Very,
Anything else?
very oddball. Oh.
Yeah, there's definitely like a green apple, but I think I need to move away from my food because I swear I'm getting like some other weird, like astringent smell to it.
Oh.
Like petrol?
Like what?
I'm not getting that.
Mm-mm.
It's getting
No,
fruit.
it's not that.
I'm getting, and it might be the power of suggestion, but a little bit of like almondy nuttiness.
Really?
Mm,
Just that like smooth, kind of fatty.
Oh, it smells true.
it's not horrible.
I mean, I'm not really sure. I think in the description it said something about verbena. But I'm have no idea what verbena smells like.
It's very small. It doesn't smell like verbena to me. No.
Verbena is kind of like that lemon.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely got that like green apple, but they're. I think one of the other descriptions they had on it was something about ginger, and I do get the ginger. That's that astringency that I'm smelling.
It tastes very different from the smells.
White wine always goes well with all.
Well, I guess since everyone is racing ahead of the class, so let's go ahead and give this thing a taste. Cheers.
Mm. Those are great.
Kind of tastes pear.
Yeah, the green apple kind of goes away, and it's a lot more, very much more pear and like white nectarine.
Mm.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah, white nectarine.
Anyone catching any like mineral or?
There's like
Not
an
really.
aftertaste of mineral, but
Like
not,
Chalky finish.
yeah, chalky finish.
Yeah, no, I don't really know how to describe that. I mean, chalky is good. The only other word I can kind of think of is like if you like scraped off like the calcium from like a stalagmite, because it's almost
That sounds appetizing.
It's got some
it's like wet chalk.
Yeah.
Tastes like the aerator on my sink.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and give this thing a taste with whatever nibbles you have, and if you do have any that stand out, definitely get a shout.
Did you taste it with cranberry sauce?
Okay. I like it with the roasted red pepper from the Greek meal.
It was good with turkey and gravy and cranberry sauce.
I liked it with cranberry
So I tried
sauce.
it just with cranberry sauce, and I can't decide what it's doing.
Are you guys having Thanksgiving leftovers?
Oh, yes, yes, yeah.
We have both Thanksgiving leftovers
Efficiency.
and some Eros for your suggestion. As well as a cheeseboard charcuterie.
Oh, yeah. Maybe wanting cheese.
Rob is sick for the first time since I've known him, so
Oh,
we're trying to take it easy.
I'm so
Okay.
sorry. That's my spoon.
Oh, the cranberry relish is nice with this one.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Well, I think the citric acid from the cranberries kind of mutes the citric acid from the
It
lime.
does, yeah, mute it.
Does anyone want slices of anything?
It's kind of weird that, I mean, this is far less astringent than I was expecting a Chenin Blanc from South Africa to be.
It's really very smooth, I think, but
Yeah.
certainly very crisp. I liked it with a pork tenderloin. I have a rib rub on it, spiced rib rub, and that's yeah, it worked well.
Well, it's got a lot more mouthfeel, but like a lower acid
Mhm.
than I was expecting. I was expecting this, especially from the West Cape, to be kind of a little bit colder, so therefore a bit more on the acidic. But this is again, yeah, it's got a nice balance.
It makes the blueberries pop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cherries. Thank you. Does anybody else want cheese while Diego slicing?
Sure. Just you go cutting the cheese.
Diego, you can't stop him from cutting the cheese. It's what he does best.
Hmm.
I'm really excited about the apricot.
I think I had really, really low expectations based on last year, so I'm
Well, this is a good
pleasantly surprised.
Well, I mean, the next one has our dreaded octopata in it.
Oh, yay.
advantage. Like maybe they just went that year.
I don't know.
We tried it after
We did
6
drink
months,
it
and was
after
nice.
6 months and it was okay.
I think I like this Chenin Blanc better than
We
the one that we had when we were doing South Africa, personally. It works better for me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think the Chenin Blanc that we had from South Africa was
Well, decision there.
it has to have been from like Stellenbosch. I mean, I think almost all of our wines were from Stellenbosch.
Right. Well, and again, you know, I didn't have exactly the same wine that you had,
Mm.
so.
Gotcha.
It's nice.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's going to go well with a potato and cheese pierogi.
Mm.
It was good with the mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It was with the rice.
Yeah, saffron rice.
Mhm.
Probably best with the olive. though.
Mm.
Oh, did you try it with the cranberry sauce?
Yeah, you like the cranberry?
I like the cranberry. Well, I
Yeah,
like the
good.
cranberry and the turkey and gravy
I don't
better
think-
than just the
I
cranberry.
know the
Yeah.
calamari. It was really nice with calamari.
That is incredible gravy.
Yeah.
That's so
It
good.
makes the
Cheese.
grilled onions really kind of come forward.
Oh, wow.
Onions.
At the bottom.
It's the cheese knife.
That's a cheese knife. Yeah.
Oh, it's the cheese knife? We actually have one. Oh. Then there's somebody steals or leaves their knife on the tray and uses it.
So that's kind of weird. I think I've heard two
Yeah,
people, two different people say that something that would be typically more for a pairing with red wine, that this went well with it.
Yeah.
Between the cranberries and I think you said something about steak,
No, I pork tenderloin,
pork tenderloin.
but you know, with it's with a spice rub.
Ah, okay. Now, well, again, this thing had like an undercurrent of kind of a bit of spice.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if that
Why
might
was-
have been the interaction hit.
Probably, because it definitely brought out the spice and the
At Rachel's.
meat. Yeah, definitely.
You-
We'll see.
and it's pretty
Yeah, because it's the same thing with the sauerkraut here. Is it's got those little caraway seeds in it,
Mm-hmm.
Schedule.
And we're not.
No.
that's what's all of a sudden coming to the forefront.
Her sister had cancer and now her sister's getting divorced.
But still has cancer.
She got cancer, and then
Oh.
the husband was like,
No,
fine.
no, the husband is doing cocaine. So.
Yeah, I think this one's a winner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had a wife with cancer.
All right.
They shouldn't have.
How's our glasses looking?
Sure.
You about ready for number 2?
Ready for the next.
All right.
That's a delightful.
So our next is our Timok River Riesling from the Danube Plain of Bulgaria. And well, as with all of these,
Oh, did you?
hold on to your seats for another great.
Bulgarians tell an amusing story about their country's birth. That when God created the world, he area last and shook out the remainder of the contents of the sack. This serves to explain the incredible topographical and agricultural diversity found in this special land. We here at Flying Blue are sure glad that God had some Riesling left over in his bag, as drinking this Bulgarian wine makes it easy to wonder how mere humans could be responsible for a wine as complex and luscious. Timok River is an elegant, detailed style of Riesling that distills the Danube Plains' clean air, abundant fruit orchards, and pure river streams into a glass of divine nectar.
Wow. Over the top, isn't it?
That guy loved doing his announcement.
Yeah, he did.
Anyone know the vintage of this one?
This one?
Yes.
I would guess that all of them, well, especially the whites, probably, well, no, they wouldn't be 2021. They'd probably be 2020.
Yeah, probably. A little bit darker, but not much. Ooh, man, that nose.
I'll be curious to, I mean, German Riesling will always have like a very typical smell to it that I'll wait to see it. Well, first off, let's check the color on this. So this one's definitely on much more of that yellow, almost bordering on gold. So this is a much heavier grape, which is typical for Riesling. Okay, well, let's give this thing a swirl and a sniff.
I feel like that's peat and mushroom.
These are much faster.
I don't even see this one.
All right, so what's everyone smelling on this?
Stick and separating.
Kurt said
Very
mushroom
nice.
and peat.
Mushroom and peach. Okay.
No, peat, like peat
Oh,
moss.
peat.
Yeah, I'm getting earthy.
Tangerine, maybe?
I'm getting apple cider.
I mean, it definitely has like a citrus note to it.
I don't think it's.
Yeah, I'm still going with that. Actually, I mean, my first thoughts were more on that peach and kind of like apple.
It's opening up a bit.
I was thinking like apricot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the one thing that I'm not sure if it needs to warm up a little bit more, but what I was kind of saying is the kind of typical for a German Riesling is it should have like a slight smell of like petrol.
Yes, it's there.
Yeah, maybe.
But some of that's also just again more of that kind of green apple as it gets into that kind of pungent. But yeah, let's give this thing a taste. Cheers.
Very.
Whoa.
Oh,
That was a much stronger flavor than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Give me this.
It was much more citrusy than it smelled to me.
The
Mhm.
green is going to be where it's at.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks in on your mouth. So
I think this is going to be a manchego.
Ooh.
it's got a weird, almost like it like the only thing I can come up with is like candy. It's almost like candy apple.
Good.
Like whatever that first hit into your mouth is,
Yeah.
is throwing me for a loop.
Wow, that chicken really softens.
Good or bad?
I like it.
Yeah, it's just so powerful.
Yeah,
It is very flavorful. I usually, when I think of Riesling, I don't think of big statements from the wine, but
Mhm.
this one is kind of,
yeah, it's right there in your face.
yeah, it is.
Bulgarian one.
Mhm.
This one's
All right. Well, let's see what goes with this one.
Yeah, that did something. The manchego.
Yeah,
was it?
I don't know if
the
it's my
manchego.
favorite.
this one.
This one's got a weird like that.
Because this one's also much more astringent, I would suppose that you're going to be looking for something with a lot more of that like fat protection to really, make it pair well.
The Manchego goes very well.
Okay.
Sweetens it up. Ooh, the
Yeah, so the
nuttiness.
fattiness that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Mhm. Cheesy.
Just taste wine and cheese.
Mm.
I don't know what region would that tie into?
Over here, right?
Right, right here.
Yeah. I guess, well, that's, what's that, the Black Sea?
It's working on my Bulgarian.
So Eastern Bloc, honestly.
Like I think I don't know, does the Black Sea give it some flavor, maybe?
I don't know.
But these aren't in my book at all, so I think they're not really recognized by the
It's too niche or small or.
maybe.
Weird with the cranberries.
Is it
Not bad.
not bad? Okay. Worth trying?
Worth trying.
Okay. I just love that we have so much cranberry juice because I feel like cranberries do pair well really pair with stuff.
It's gonna be funny if cranberries just go with everything. I mean, it's actually what I'm expecting going, like I said, it was more of a surprise that it went with these first two. I would expect it to, definitely go well with the last four.
Mhm.
It's good with olives.
Yeah, it's so good with olives.
I had an olive. Oof,
Not for you.
olive stuff.
Very salty.
Maybe not the Greek one, because the Greek one is whatever the first grape is, and then a bunch of Syrah,
Yeah.
which is, there you're looking at more like black fruit instead of red fruit.
Mm. I love how it divides the herbaceous vegetative to fresh, canned, cooked, and dried. That's so awesome.
Hmm.
This is a really cool thing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Did anybody else try the apricot Stilton?
Oh.
No. Worth it?
It was not bad, yeah.
But it would be different.
Again, for me, that the sauerkraut is kind of winning out for the whites. That kind of like, vinegar astringency is really going well with this.
Well, you can take notes from all of these and we can all be together. Yeah, I get a lot of
We're comparing Bulgaria
vegetative
and
stuff.
Germany, maybe.
kind of like,
We are comparing Bulgaria and Germany, and they are not close to one another.
What's that?
Well, we're looking at a map, and Bulgaria is way southeast of Germany. Excuse me, Germany.
But still
On
along
the
with Danube.
And we're wondering if that,
But they talk about the Danube, so maybe it's going along the river.
no, there's a different river. It wasn't the Danube.
Well, I mean, it's the Danube plain, and
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that actually means that if the
Oh.
actual Danube River goes anywhere near it.
Oh, okay.
It may be, that Bulgarian wise or whatever, it's that's it's actually Danube or something. Yeah.
I like it. Compared to the other Rieslings we've tried, this is maybe one of my favorites.
I just like that it's not as sweet as the Rieslings that I usually think of.
Rieslings are disgusting in America.
Yeah, that's very interesting. It's a very interesting wine for sure.
Well, I mean, I dig, because I like my Rieslings dry, and the fact that this is comparatively to the way that a lot of the Germans make their Rieslings, which is off dry, so we'll keep just a little bit of sugar in there.
Yeah.
And well, for those that like sweet, there you go. But
Still something.
I actually like the amount of like
Yeah,
acidity that you can get from something like this.
yeah, sure.
That would be
Grab
really
two
good.
of the ones.
Still 5 stars.
For a Riesling?
No. for
I,
this
I
one.
wonder if people who are expecting a Riesling
What do you think?
are as surprised as I am by that.
I like the last one.
I wasn't as soon as I saw the ABV,
Okay.
because the moment that you start seeing like 11 to 12% on a white from the old world, you know that thing's pretty much done dry.
Right.
A lot of those that are off dry will be like 7-8% alcohol.
Mhm.
So the bottle says the finish has an electric minerality. I feel that.
I wasn't catching minerality on either of these.
There was not a lot of mineral to me.
I got a little bit on the finish.
Yeah.
because the last one was supposed to be lots of mineral. And I mean, well, we did get that wet chalk.
Yeah.
Do we count Bulgaria as old world?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in Europe /
It's like Eastern Europe, isn't
Eastern
it?
Europe, yeah.
Eastern Europe is the definition of old world. Everything out there is old.
What would you call it if it was an old world?
New World.
No, they've been doing it for longer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the birthplace is supposed to be Georgia.
Oh, it's even further
look.
east.
That's supposed to be where the first wine grapes were really cultivated, instead of them just growing wild on trees.
What's the next?
So next is our 12 Generations Merlot. No, we get 2 Bulgarian wines in a row.
He orders a fucking Merlot. Sideways line.
I'm leaving. No, you're not. Those are whatever they want.
All right. Well, let's see what how good the Merlot announcer is.
We love the unique expression of Merlot found in this Bulgarian red. 12 Generations is a mind bender. Merlot, unlike anything produced anywhere else. Instead of Merlot's typical red-black fruit profile, this Bulgarian red features tart red cherry and blueberry flavors with an impactful palate, supple tannins, and soft, fresh finish with a lingering sanguinity. To many, discovering Bulgarian Merlot remains a delicious surprise from a formidable yet underappreciated wine region. Yet Bulgaria is on the rise. The Bulgarian wine industry is redeveloping almost from scratch, where state-of-the-art facilities and talented, internationally trained winemakers abound. Let 12 Generations Merlot be the conduit that allows you to get in on the Bulgarian secret.
Ladies, get you a man who loves you like this man loves these announcements.
Sanguinity.
Really?
What?
Versailles, a city named Versailles.
Versailles.
No, it's Versailles. Versailles, actually.
Because it's Missouri.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me so
Like
unhappy.
Bolivar,
Hmm?
Bolivar, Missouri.
Bolivar.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
It's not Bolivia, it's Bolivar.
I wonder what the people who name those towns really think about the pronunciation.
I didn't even have you.
There
tell
was
me.
I wonder.
near Columbus, Georgia, called Buena Vista. Buena Vista. That's how they pronounced it.
Okay, I'm getting tears that fall like rain.
This is
Cheers. That was
You're
beautiful.
getting ruby or
this
garnet?
has got just a nice ruby color to it. I mean, it's a little bit lighter than I was expecting for a Merlot, but not bad.
It was like for Pinot. Let the water down.
Let's see. So, I mean, for this, I mean, those legs are coming down kind of heavy.
Yep.
So, I mean,
You're still 12 and a half because they
as much as, for old world, you're probably
Yeah.
looking at like 12 to
Yeah.
13. I'd probably say this is a little bit higher.
It's 13 and a half.
Oh, wow.
we cheated.
All right. Well, let's give it a swirl and sniff.
Oh, it smells so smooth.
So I get that like limestone. Get from an old world wine. Like this smells Italian.
Like this reminds me of like a really tart, like a cherry tart.
See, I'm definitely getting like those red fruits, but I'm getting weird spices on this.
It is so spicy.
Clovey. Something I just don't know, like it's in the very back of your nose, right as you're finishing your sniff.
I'm gonna call it nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Nutmeg and baking spices.
Mm.
I like it. Broken?
You
No,
know
I
this?
have a cold.
Oh, yeah, your nose is broken. Never mind. I was gonna make you feel better, but stop it now.
She was killing.
All right. Well, let's give this thing a taste. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm.
The way that it rounds out in your mouth is so almost.
It's very tart.
I didn't say bitter, but tart might be right.
I feel like there's like a man-made flavor, like a rubbery, metallic-y something at the end.
Band-aids.
Band-aids.
Hey,
Are
you think you got a fault to it? Because
I don't know. It's a
I'm not really smelling at least I'm not smelling the like that latex band-aids,
It's not in the smell at all.
Sure, you're saying
but you can taste it, huh?
Look for fault side or bad.
Is there a
So the red fruit's there, but it's not it's
See, now that you've got Band-Aid in my brain, that's all
I know. Why'd you have to go out and say it?
I mean, me, I'm getting, just ripe, like the day before these things were unripe blackberries. It's like on that cusp. I get a little bit of red, but I'm getting a lot of, much more of that black fruit.
Prune.
Yeah, I get prune too, for sure.
Prune. So kind of more like dried black fruit.
Here.
Kind of actually hard to describe. Prune. Yeah, prune.
Okay.
It's sort of yeah. I can't add anything to that.
All right.
I'm not getting much from this wine. I think it's meh.
I mean, I like it. For a Merlot, this is actually kind of an exciting Merlot. Yeah, California Merlots are always just kind of flabby and just, yeah. I don't know. There's not much substance to them, at least in my opinion.
You want to try my bell pepper?
I did the cranberry on top of the Havarti, and it was one of my favorite things ever.
With the wine or something.
The what? With the wine.
Oh, this one's Havarti?
It's pretty good with the
white one.
Oh, the dill one? Okay. Ooh, get some Dylan.
This one's a peppery cheese. It's like my new favorite cheese ever now.
Keep it long.
Mm.
On top.
Goes really well with the rolled cabbage.
Good.
With the tomato sauce.
Mm.
Oh, I see tomato, yeah.
I have tomatoes over here if you want a tomato. Fruit tomato, but
Oh, that's so good.
Actually, this is okay.
I already regret the olive.
I would turkey with the cornbread.
Mm.
Well, you've had the Havarti dill with the cranberry.
Yeah.
That's what- and the wine
With
actually
the
really
turkey,
flavors.
it's okay, but by itself, it's not great with the cranberry.
The dill gives it just like a little extra.
Corey, how's the kebabs with this?
Yeah, this was not.
It's actually pretty good. We have a meat here that's it's really good with, but I forgot the name of it. Kafka.
Oh yeah, kofta.
Oh.
I don't like this wine.
You didn't like it based on the name.
That's true, you're biased.
It doesn't even taste like a Merlot.
It doesn't, like, I expect a Merlot.
So did you try the Havarti with the
I
did
cranberry?
try the Havarti.
You
I like
wasn't-
that.
didn't do it, yeah.
It's good with the Euro. It was okay with the Euro.
Oh,
Yeah.
It seems so sweet to me, almost like a dessert wine. Like it's not going well with the savory stuff, in my opinion.
I agree.
Oh, wait.
You always do like baked goods with this then?
the tiramisu.
Because like the spicy.
See, yeah, well, that would be something that I would, maybe suggest is if you have, I don't know, something pumpkin pie, baking something with that baking spice in it. But especially for those of you that are using, Thanksgiving leftovers, you got pumpkin pie, try a bite with it.
Yeah, with those baking spices.
The pork tenderloin has cardamom and cinnamon,
Okay.
and it did nothing for it. So
Really?
kind of actually surprising, yeah.
I'm going to try a gingerbread flavored Kit Kat.
Oh,
Those are so gross, right?
They have their uses.
Sorry, guys.
Mm,
I'm not worried about it.
But that use was not for this wine.
right.
Exactly.
As I said, one would think that the spices would really pop, but they're not. I don't know why.
Different spices, because the spices in this
Yeah.
kielbasa
Okay, well,
are really good.
right back.
Just bring the tray out here.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
Like the smoked kielbasa with, I'm not sure what spices they got in this, but it's whatever spices are in here are really popping with this. It may be more of the black pepper and garlic.
I wonder how it would go with the tiramisu, because I'm thinking it might go well with something that's like really creamy.
It goes really, really well with the tiramisu. It's the only.
Ooh,
thing
I
that
want
get.
some.
That's so funny. Thank you.
Try it with this little bit.
I also have a port. This one is just with the tiramisu
Oh,
later.
No, my man just wants to eat tiramisu.
What tiramisu?
It makes it start to taste like wine.
That's just what I want to say about my wine.
It tastes like wine.
Mhm.
Oh, it's pretty good with pumpkin pie. Too.
Oh, come on, stop it.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
pretty good with pumpkin pie. Too.
Oh, it makes it so creamy that that weird finish is no more.
Yeah.
That's delightful.
So it just needed the clove.
Yeah, the pumpkin pie is good, and the tiramisu is really good.
Oh.
Oh, it just saves the wine. I could drink this all day long with tiramisu. I don't know if I could eat tiramisu all day long, but I would try. Science.
You always got to give everything a try.
Mhm.
If that's ever stuff for the last meal, right? Then I would be able to get up the next day.
Okay, I'm seeing empty glasses. We ready for the blue Seirina?
This is the Greek one.
Yes,
Oh.
Yeah.
our blue Seirina. Kotsifali and Syrah. Like I said, all the Greek ones, even though they're not really native, I mean, they do have, other relatives elsewhere, but they definitely name theirs by Greek standards.
Kotsifali's not it.
All right, well, let's
Ooh,
see what our wine adventure says for this one.
Great job.
Greek wines are on the rise in the U.S., and it's easy to see where. Today's Greek wines are modern, expertly crafted delights from ancient terroirs, focusing on both indigenous varieties and the best in French imports. Which brings us to our first Greek entry in the Advent calendar, Blue Seirina. This Greek red is a powerhouse blend of Kotsifali, a Greek specialty with a distinctly Mediterranean taste profile, and Syrah, the French grape revered structure and spice that it adds to any blend. The result is an exorbitantly luscious wine, boasting a dried fruit and savory herb flavor profile, tantalizingly complex and with enough structural backbone to stand up to the heartiest stews and similar winter fare.
Huh. I almost kind of want the other announcer back.
yeah, me too.
I mean, that guy was like so low key compared to the other one. I mean, he was excited, but he was like Greek excited, not Bulgarian excited.
Did he say anything? I'm kind of like, what am I supposed to get from his presentation? I'm missing something, I think.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Ultimately, the history of the grape, or just a little overview. They're not telling us much.
Well, I mean, it did give us what was it, dried fruit.
Okay.
Well,
So you're looking for much more of that, like pungent, almost like more of what I would consider like prune, like stewed.
So these are from Crete. The most southerly island of Crete has one of the warmest and mildest climates for grape growing. The native grapes of Kotsifali and Mandalorian are often blended together with Syrah for a bold, fruit-forward red that has a soft, friendly finish. We should expect blackberry, raspberry sauce, cinnamon, allspice, and soy sauce.
Soy sauce.
So it might be some. See, we're down here, right? Like buried in the
Oh,
ocean.
Crete?
Yeah. Probably, if my look is right.
One can only hope.
So I was kind of rolling the dice as to whether or not this was going to be heavier than the Merlot, but I'm starting to suspect this one that the Kotsifali is a very light grape. Because I mean this is still on that kind of ruby, but it's very you can see straight through it.
A little purpley. I mean, a little purpley, like I said, maybe.
No, I mean, if you look at it from the top, it's a little garnety, but I don't think purple.
I think it'll surprise you. I mean, I haven't tasted it yet, but I have a feeling that this one is, well, maybe there's too much Syrah in here. I don't know.
Let me see. What does it actually say? So it's 55% Kotsifali and 45 Syrah.
Okay. Does not taste like
This
red.
thing's pulling down kind of, I want to say a little thick, but no, now they're pulling down kind of fast.
Yeah.
For a red,
Yeah, it's slow.
yeah. So what do we got? I already saw the bottle, so we got 12.5 on this.
Mhm.
So let's give it a sniff. See what we smell on this.
Kind of caramelly.
Okay. Yeah,
It's light. It's not very pungent. Like I'm having a fight to actually like get something on my nose.
I can't get anything.
I thought with the last wine.
It
Kind of stings
I'm
my
with you
eyes.
on camera.
Does it? You blow it. when you breathe
Don't
it out?
bleed, don't blow into it.
Don't do that.
I'm kind of getting oak.
Mm-hmm. A little oak.
Yeah.
And not much else.
Oak and I think caramel. I think there's a sugary in there, like toasted caramel almost.
See, like the first thing that I'm getting is kind of like a purple flower, like a lavender or violet.
So floral.
Like before I even get to any like black fruit, it's the first thing I get is like some weird flower.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. Me too.
Anyone else have any notes that they're picking up?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to the taste. So, cheers.
Cheers.
I think this is the third Greek wine that I've had, and it has not budged my opinion of Greek wine.
The first Greek wine we had tasted like rosemary, and it was disgusting.
Although we found Konstantin Baum, a master of wine, does a channel, and he tried to find the worst rated wines from Vivino. And that particular Greek wine was one of the worst rated, like 2.4, I think. And it definitely lived up to that rating.
It was not good. It was not good at all.
It was the kind where you think this might be a good cooking wine, but let's pour it out.
We poured it out.
Yeah.
So I think there's some petrol in this, but I also think like our cherry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm not getting any red fruit whatsoever. All I get is, like I said, it's like I'm chewing on like potpourri.
Yeah.
Not to chew on,
Apparently
no.
Richard doesn't want to be
I don't know. Potpourri is-
I feel like we're gonna get a bunch of dried flowers.
Piggery, yeah. Piggery.
Yeah.
When I got married, my uncle couldn't get the bubbles open, so he just threw the potpourri sachet at me, and it clocked me right there.
I mean, that seems reasonable enough.
Air freshener.
Yeah, it's like floral, but yeah, there's this kind of like stewed. Yeah, I think they got it. They hit it right with the dried black fruit.
Okay, I just wanted one of the vegetables. That was really, really good.
Okay.
10 out of 10.
I think that the reason that they had only like attractive women toasting in that video is that they really didn't have very much to say about this wine.
Well, what they were toasting with, and maybe by the smiles on their face, they weren't toasting with this wine.
Mm-hmm.
Because that stuff almost had I was actually eyeballing their glasses the entire time that they were toasting, and it had almost like a little bit of like effervescence at the top. Plus the fact that it was much more red. So I was like, are they drinking Lambrusco?
Probably.
It is not great with the tiramisu.
It's not great with the pork.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that
Just kind of
at least some some type of Mediterranean fare is going to go well with this.
Cucumber? Wait, what? Zucchini?
Yeah, I had a little bit of zucchini from the plate. It was incredible. And
Mediterranean prepared. Whatever.
yeah, the hero meat was also pretty good. I didn't like it quite as much as the vegetable.
No.
Not a fan. Not doing it for
Like-
you.
Corey, how's the kofta with this?
I swear to God, you ask me every single time I'm eating.
I've got the waiter's sense.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
It's not, I wanted it to be more flavorful, to
Mhm.
be 100% honest, but no, it's not bad.
Pumpkin pie is the best thing I've had.
Well, and it's kind of making me wonder. Well, because this is apparently grown on Crete,
Olive.
where it's like super warm, I would actually kind of wonder like how well the Syrah does there.
What's the problem? But it feels fun.
Out of desperation, I'm trying feta with it.
Good luck. Maybe blue
Go
cheese.
Rub on somebody else.
But that's fine. I'll do that next time.
Do you have sediment?
Do I sediment?
I have sediment.
Really?
He's talking or it's me?
Yeah. It's just kind of a weak wine. I mean,
Right, no, it is good with the feta.
okay. Like the kielbasa that I have, it just overpowers it. So you definitely have to have something a little bit lighter. I'd almost wonder if this is like a turkey wine.
Hold
Nope,
on.
it's not good with the turkey.
No, okay. That's- I trust you.
Listen, my turkey is real good, real flavorful.
Also, I learned today, don't order rolled cabbage to go. The cabbage turns out disgusting.
You love it.
Good to learn. Nope, don't love it. Don't love it with turkey at all. It's not great. No.
I think this is a
Ah,
two-star wine.
it makes it taste rancid. That's not okay.
Why didn't you just trust Kurt?
Good question.
I did trust Kurt.
No one trusts Kurt.
When a guy says smell my finger or smell this, never. smell it.
Don't smell it. You
When a
just
girl
don't do
says
it.
smell this, you should always smell it.
All right.
No. You want some pumpkin pie? Try it with pumpkin pie.
No, I'm thinking I might try it with the ear.
With the turkey?
You need a zucchini or something? or-
Yeah.
All right. Are we running
Ready to
head
move
first
on.
into the next?
Mhm.
Yes.
So our next is going to be our Moldovan Volde,
But.
our Cabernet. First Cabernet of the night.
Oh,
We're gonna go this way this time.
Yeah.
Let
go
her
for
go
it.
first.
I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of
Yeah, I think
responsibility.
definitely it's easier that way. We just kind of finish. it
Using it back? Okay.
All right. And now let's before we start getting into the wine itself, back to our favorite announcers.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Our favorite announcers.
Moldova is a country with one of the longest viticultural traditions on earth, and its little-known Stefan Voda wine region boasts a climate very similar to Bordeaux. No surprise then that the wines share a similar character, chiseled and forward, with intense aromas and berry fruit on the palate. Challenge your wine geek friends to a blind tasting and enjoy the look on their faces when you reveal the identity of this ringer from Moldova. We are thrilled to offer this, our first vintage of Volde Cabernet, so that you can continue to expand your horizons of how to define a classic wine region and where on earth incredible wine grapes can be grown.
I got my little wine I had last time.
So like in the other one, we got the pretty ladies, and now we got half naked men.
Yep.
I'm doing something right.
I know we get like Magic Mike this time around.
It's fucking balanced.
What the heck?
I missed the woman
You
last
missed
time,
it.
too. I
It was
saw the-
great.
saw the valley or the river.
I saw the valley that
Just
mattered.
before that.
Right down his body. His abs. It's glorious.
So this is
Thick.
this is heading into purple. It's
Yeah,
ruby like dark. Goes darker.
it is, and it's a little bit opaque.
Party's here.
Which is
Have to wait.
pretty typical for a Cabernet.
As-
Especially they claim this is supposed to that Moldova is has a very similar climate to
Oh,
Bordeaux.
Jam. Smells like jam, right?
it does. It smells like a cab.
Oh, there's a chair.
There's something nice.
So these are
about it.
pulling down fast.
They're so fast.
Yeah,
So fast.
which
Oh,
for me, I would probably guess this is like 13, maybe 13.5, but I don't even think 13.5. This is pulling down quick.
It's 12.8.
Okay, yeah. So As much as they say that the climate is Bordeaux, the fact that this is 12.8 is telling me that these things are struggling to live because they are not going to be very ripe by the time that they get harvested.
Kelsey,
So-
nice to
Really kind of scared to
drink
drink
with Sarah. This
So
is my-
I mean, so I'm expecting a very like astringent kind of acidic wine,
Yeah, it's-
especially for something new. So yeah, let's give it a swirl and a sniff.
Moldova, here we go.
Moldova. Cheers, Moldova. All right, let's look at our wheel.
Somewhere makes me.
Hmm.
It's shockingly mild. Very.
Blackberry.
2 wines.
Yeah, there's definitely that a dark fruit. I smell cocoa, like dark chocolate.
Okay, this way.
Oh, coconut.
Cocoa, yeah.
Oh,
Cocoa.
I don't know what we got there. This is velvety dark
Well,
chocolate.
it's strong, it's chiseled, so.
so it will clearly pair well.
It goes with the valley you saw.
Goes with the valley,
The
yes.
chiseled valley.
The
The chiseled valley.
Chiseled man valleys.
The chiseled man valleys. Best kind of valley.
All right.
I beg to differ.
It is very mild in flavor by itself.
In aroma or flavor?
Flavor. I'm sorry, I already tasted it.
We know.
Sorry, it's only Kurt's.
I wonder if the students in your class do they move forward in your class too before you teach the lesson?
Uh, Not a teacher. I'm a counselor.
Oh,
Nobody moves at my pace.
fair enough.
Especially when it comes to drinking.
No. Exactly.
All right. Well, cheers.
What happened with your father?
So many things.
I need to find Edmund Rosa where he lives.
Well, it is definitely light.
Is that the one?
Not as acidic as I was expecting.
And I've got a spice. I'm thinking a little licorice, possibly. I but
Yeah, I'm getting anise.
Yeah.
Anise.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting that anise
Mhm.
flavor as well.
Cherry after the cookie spice, nice, and then cherry.
It's good with the chocolate. It's real good.
Yeah, it is definitely got that like bitter dark chocolate. And that's what I first get
Experience from.
Did it?
before fruit. I mean, this it's like your quintessential old world where well, fruit's kind of like in the background, but yeah, this has got.
He's almost exactly
I
your
think that
older
your
than me.
taste buds develop as you grow. So
They
yes.
definitely do.
So once you get to about 35, chocolate starts to taste good.
Chili broccoli.
Oh, I
That's
love
probably
it with
good.
the chocolate.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah,
It's
it
really good with chocolate.
it brings out the berry. It brings out like
yeah, I can do that. Now I have to get some chocolate.
almost has like a citrusy note to it that might just be the acidity. But I feel like I'm getting
It makes it much more flavor. So when I tasted it by itself, I thought it was kind of bland. But the chocolate makes it better. Hold on. I'll tell you about licorice in a second.
I mean, that's always the fun with wine is all of a sudden, a kind of meh wine all of a sudden goes great with the right kind of food.
It's better with the chocolate than with the licorice. It's not bad with the licorice. But licorice is really overpowering it.
Yeah. It's not.
Okay. So that much it can't hold up to.
It does not go well with cranberry sauce or turkey.
Really? I kind of thought the
Okay.
cranberry was going to be like
So here's
hands
my
down winner.
Nope.
So this is the first
well,
one.
this is a very dark fruit
Oh,
again,
interesting.
or I mean, Cabernets are supposed to have a little bit of red fruit in there, but I'm not getting any red fruit in this whatsoever. And so, and without the red fruit in the wine, cranberries and such are not going to go as great.
Yeah, no. Actually, that To me, the chocolate was not great with it.
Okay.
No, just because he's like attached to my leg.
You do?
now. Yeah.
No.
It's so delightful with the chocolate.
I like the licorice. I thought that was better.
Really? I
What?
think the dark chocolate's better than licorice.
Pumpkin pie. You say pumpkin pie.
No,
Everything.
listen, it goes really well with the pumpkin pie.
It's just pumpkin
It
pie.
goes
It's
really
great.
well with the pumpkin
How's
pie.
it the tiramisu though?
The pumpkin pie, it's not great with tiramisu.
You
I didn't
tried
like it,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not gonna try it then.
Try the pumpkin pie, seriously.
Okay.
Guys, I make excellent pumpkin pie.
Okay, I only had store-bought pumpkin pie this year.
Yeah, come on, Sarah, stop holding
Yeah.
out.
It was a free little one.
It was a free pie.
I cooked an actual pumpkin.
You
She
did?
literally makes pumpkin pie. She does not use canned pumpkin. Incredible.
Does it taste like the Starbucks coffee?
Oh, wow, this was
No.
a good pumpkin. Yeah,
It's really good with the
Do you wanna
pumpkin
share
pie,
this
thank
with me?
you.
with the nutmeg, I think.
It's the spices, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's the only thing that went well was the tenderloin with the rub, spice rub.
Is that one all like cream of mushroom like?
Yeah, I think
there?
it's the spices or the dark chocolate, whichever.
Oh, no, actually, I tried dark chocolate and it didn't,
Made a mess
I
with
didn't
it.
think it went well.
Didn't work for you? Okay.
No,
I liked it with the dark chocolate and I liked it with the pumpkin pie, and I can't think of anything else that I liked it with.
Sarah,
So honestly, I thought the
your
licorice was
pumpkin
really
pie
good.
is so good. I just, because I picked it up off the pan with my fingers.
Mm.
Oh yeah. That gingerbread Kit Kat really works well with this.
Yeah, spice. Mhm.
Mhm. And that's the thing, is that I wasn't tasting the baking spice from the wine itself. So
Mhm.
that this kind of like pulled those out was
Right.
pretty interesting.
Diego, you want the last piece?
No, no.
He's gonna share with me.
Okay.
He's not a big fan of
And
pumpkin,
you want
but he's never had
some,
pie
No,
before.
I'm good.
Yeah, that was nice.
Oh, it brings out a whole different side of it.
It
Wow.
does, yeah,
Yeah, those spices
right,
are so special.
yes.
It's like a completely
I'm
different
gonna
wine.
make another pie.
You're gonna have to make another pie.
Well, luckily, we've got a large amount
It
of
is good.
ingredients
What's
left.
the spice in pumpkin pie?
So there are a few spices in the pie.
Clove and nutmeg.
Cinnamon.
You made it.
Cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and clove.
There's one of those that I'm like,
Probably with clove.
think so.
Clove is like, so all of them. So the cinnamon, the nutmeg,
He doesn't really like ginger too much either. Though.
and the
I
ginger,
don't like
like
ginger.
half a
Ginger's beautiful.
teaspoon. Clove is very, very
Yes.
strong. So there's an eighth of a teaspoon of clove in
More
it.
of a brunette.
Oh, yeah.
And then ginger.
Or a redhead, look at ginger on her hips, you know, and with sparkly dress.
It's just
The
gonna be-
last one
it's
is
just
from,
the gold standard. So
All
it's
right,
like-
how's everyone's glasses looking?
See,
we didn't love this one, Richard.
Yeah.
We should.
I-
This
I-
one
I-
met my expectations of
Well,
that.
this and the Greek one, I'm
yeah,
we're kind of miss. I'm really holding out hope that,
Oh,
that
man.
our South African cab is going to knock our socks.
West Cape Gold goes up.
Yep. Now we're on to the let's see, our
If you want to do it.
West
for your-
Case Gold. And as usual, here's our presentation, and let's hope that I can't remember if the first South African presenter was
Did you pour yourself a glass of wine?
I did.
was quite our Bulgarian guy.
Next to you though.
All right, here we go.
Their wine.
Oh, do you want to
Oh,
try?
I'll eat- yeah.
Oh,
They've really gotten a foothold in one of its most celebrated wine producers, South Africa. But judging by the quality of this Cabernet from the Western Cape region, however, things might be changing. West Cape Gold is carefully selected from hillside plots near the coast, protected from direct exposure to the daytime heat. This is critical to maintaining Cabernet's distinct varietal character. Too much summer heat and its tannins turn bitter, its mouthfeel dull, and its aromatics are suppressed. West Cape Gold is unmistakably Cab, yet with a South African twist. Rich and full-bodied with elegant layers of herbal notes that give it a unique personality, exotic and familiar at the same time.
Okay. So sorry, I had to mute you guys, so you might have to unmute.
Yeah. Was that a warning or a recommendation?
What's that?
Is that a warning or a recommendation?
Oh, from the announcer? Yeah.
Couldn't really hear the video if you guys are chatting. That's all.
Should we replay it then? Sorry about that.
Do you want me to replay it?
No. I got it.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad. Thank you for muting them.
Oh.
I mean, I don't begrudge any dialogue or conversation. Trust me.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Chatty
replay
Cathy.
it. Let's replay it. We're too chatty here. Replay it.
We are very chatty.
Sorry about that.
No apology, Ness. Really.
You're welcome.
Totally.
Oh, I don't want you to miss out.
I mean, that guy growled at one point. It's like,
He did. It's like gravel.
It was a warning. It was a warning, you guys.
no, I mean, this guy was pretty passionate about his. He's definitely not our Bulgarian announcer, but he definitely was like he definitely had some passion in there, like I had heard a couple of growls in there that I was like, oh, okay, you're digging this wine, or at least the description of this wine.
It is opaque.
Seriously opaque.
Seriously. Okay.
He's been there, and he's enjoyed the hospitality of the vineyard, right? Probably.
Wow, this is like this is purple.
Oh my gosh, no, it's so
Inky?
thick. It's so thick. Oh my gosh, it's so thick. Do you remember that wine that coated the glasses and our teeth with color? I think we have one here.
I would hope that this is going to be kind of, because of how extracted this is, that it's going to be pretty pungent. It's probably going to have like a pretty high ABV. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably put this at more like a well, it's not too fast, so I'd probably put this at maybe like a 14.
Yeah, no,
14.
it's definitely.
Let's see. 13.7. Okay.
Yeah.
Which, again, that's actually kind of typical. Well, it's actually a little low for a South African cab, but because they tend to run a little hot. But yeah, let's getting a swirl and a sniff and see what we catch on the nose.
It smells like.
Oh wow.
Dark.
Comparatively to the last one, wow, this one's got a lot of character in it.
So goddamn pepper.
Thank you. I agree.
Yeah.
Petrol.
Pepper. I like pepper.
Yeah, I got pepper, but
Did you say pepper or petrol?
I said petrol.
Pepper.
They said pepper.
Not spicy pepper, but black pepper.
But black pepper.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like a.
Yes, I get that.
Hmm.
A little bit of anise.
Ooh,
You getting tobacco?
tobacco.
I'm not.
Peatiness.
Really? Okay.
But like peat, not peat moss.
See, now this is where I'm catching a lot of more like red berry.
Red.
Compared to the last one where it was like all dark fruit, this I'm catching that kind of like somewhere between cranberry and like raspberry. Maybe cherry, but
What did I smell there?
not sure about cherry.
I get cherry. I'm getting cherry.
Yeah. Pipe tobacco.
That's what I mean by tobacco.
Yeah, yeah.
The leathers. Was
But like,
serving.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe a hint of leather.
Yeah, it's got some weird, like, yeah, leathery earthiness to it. I wouldn't really call it like,
No, not
like slate. This is kind of like a forest floor.
There's your peat.
Earthy.
So, all right. Well, let's give our last wine of the night our first taste. So, cheers.
Cool.
You can cheers to that.
I'm laughing at the facial expressions.
Okay, starts out Capri Sun.
Not inaccurate.
you're aging yourself.
Hmm.
Or no, I'm thinking that.
A medium finish like cherry and tannin.
Kind of evolves in your mouth.
It's kind of heavy.
I got fruit, then I got chocolate, and then I got a little bit of green pepper.
Oh. That could be that tannin.
Yeah, I can't even keep track of all the stuff that's going on here.
This is probably the best wine, which is not saying much. It's not saying much.
I don't consider this one the best one.
Which was the first one your favorite?
I think the first
Chenin
one
Blanc? Yeah.
was the better
That
one.
was
Yeah.
nice. That was
I
nice.
think you're right.
I think that the Chenin Blanc, I think, was my favorite.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it. I agree.
Okay, this one's pretty good with the euro.
Oh, I'm getting a
Oh.
jam. I'm getting like a fruity jam for
Ooh.
this. Like it's puckery. I kind of like it.
I'm definitely digging this one.
You all did see or just me?
Like just because it's got such a weird complexity to it. Because it's like a gobstopper in my mouth where it's like, again, I'm getting like multiple layers as it kind of sits in my mouth.
Oh,
It's not bad.
the Euro mellows it out a
It
lot.
does mellow it out.
You think cranberry not bad?
Okay, that was weird. I got like a weird cured meat taste that time around.
Mm.
Like somewhere between like prosciutto and like bacon.
I love
Oh.
bacon.
I don't think that I like the cranberry.
I like it a lot with the euro.
I do too.
But the
actually.
Euro, it's good.
Did I figure out what flavors I liked about it? No, I didn't.
Yeah, I'm sure I've got rice open, but I'm running low.
Okay.
Yeah, that was weird.
No flavor?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully we find a couple of things to pair with this. I mean,
Casserole.
like I said, I would be hoping that your cranberries.
That's
And
exciting
it
to me.
almost isolates it a little bit, which I think.
So Kurt's liking the green bean casserole with the wine.
I'm gonna do your pumpkin pie.
The euro meat is the best so far.
Oh God, the pumpkin pie is amazing.
I liked it with my chicken parm. It was far better than the last two wines for sure.
Now your chicken parm, did it have like some kind of tomato sauce on it?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of expecting with this, because this one has much more of that like red fruit note, which typically goes better with a tomato sauce comparatively to ones that are strictly much more on that like dark fruit scale.
I like it.
Yeah. And I found it was even better than the 12 Generations, even though that one was really, I thought, heavy red fruit as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Merlot is kind of like half and half on its red fruit and black fruit, but yeah, no, like I said, I think it went well with so far. I mean, I've tried it with the rolled cabbage and that kind of spiced meat mix. Actually does pretty well.
I like it with the tiramisu.
I'm really hoping the kielbasa like just makes it go out of this world.
I think this is number 2 behind the Chenin Black.
Yeah, easily,
Mhm.
easily.
It's more. It's one of the more interesting ones.
Right. The others were like,
There wasn't a lot to dissect there.
yeah,
This one you have an interesting mouthful.
they were like worms, not frogs.
I touched a worm for the first time in probably about 15 or so years.
I had
Yesterday?
a worm in the seventh
Mm.
grade.
You know, this one actually for the cayenne and the rub that I used more than any of the other wines, which I don't know, maybe it's kind of random, but
Or you want to pass? Oh, that's
You say that again? You cut out, right?
Yeah, you kind of cut out, Janet.
okay. I
just sure you
brought forth the cayenne in the in the meat rub, the
Okay.
rub spice that I used.
Very likely to release this one with licorice.
And it's bringing it out really well.
Yeah, actually that
So like the seasoned beef that we have, it's doing
popped
the exact
more
same
more
thing.
than, right? Repeat. Sorry, Corey.
Sorry, what I was saying is it's bringing out like a lot of the marinade in the meat that we're eating right
Yeah, and it's bringing out the spices in the kielbasa as well. Like comparatively to the last cab, this is going toe to toe with it.
now. Kind of nice because they're like playing off each other a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's not like one's not dominating the other.
The two interact in such a way
Yeah. that's the whole
that I
point.
don't want to vomit while I'm eating the licorice.
High praise.
I praise.
I used to hate licorice also.
I am not going to finish.
Then I
this
went to
hunk of
Greek Fest and I had several shots of ouzo.
And then the herb roasted potatoes,
Yeah, I do.
it's really bringing out that green flavor that I was kind of picking up at the beginning, but yeah, those fresh herbs all of a sudden just pop.
So the next one that's going to change your life is champagne with Spanish olive.
It will change your life.
Champagne with a Spanish olive.
You have champagne?
On that note, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and
I mean,
everyone,
It's not-
everyone with a video, go ahead and wave by YouTube,
Amazing.
except for Team Foodie because they're busy.
It
You know.
changed my